In the meantime, if you happen to take a peek at the calendar, you'll notice that we have embarked on the month of October. And come October the 10th, we'll celebrate World Mental Health Day, a day that raises awareness of mental health issues around the world. Well, I gotta say, my next guest is all about raising awareness, and I am so happy that she is joining me right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. I'm referring to New York Times bestselling author, Crock-Pot Lady. You remember that. Yes, Stephanie O'Day right here on the Live Zone. Stephanie, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, goodness. Thank you for having me. It's a joy.
So I got to tell you, I'm thinking about slow living and I'm thinking about slowing down. And that's a lot of things to say right now, especially when we're in, let's say, a presidential election cycle, so much going on. But with regard to your new book, which is dubbed Slow Living, Cultivating a Life of Purpose in a Hustle-Driven World, that's exactly what you are really reminding us to do day in and day out.
That's true. I really want you to be the tortoise, not the hare. Take a deep breath and go within and decide it's going to be okay. And it's tricky. So you talked about the crock pot. In my former life, I used to write slow cooker recipes. We are living right now in a pressure cooker. So take a deep breath, calm yourself down, and please trust that it's all going to be okay. So the acronym for SLOW that I like to use is simply look only within.
Oh, wow.
So when you're in a good mood, ask yourself, and what I'm doing, do I really want to do this, or am I doing things out of guilt or out of obligation, or because someone somewhere told me I'm supposed to be doing this or I should be doing this? That doesn't feel good in your brain or your body. So decide on purpose what it is you really want, and then slowly, steadily, just inch your way towards it. That's what slow living's all about.
Gosh, I love that. But I'm going to be honest with you, Stephanie. This is great, but it's easier said than done. I would assume you have some things that we can implement immediately in order to make sure we're going down the right path.
Absolutely. So I work full time. I've got 3 kids. They all have different sports. The struggle is real. So I'm right there with you. So first off, trust that it's all going to be okay. So you do have to have a little bit of hope and a little bit of optimism. When you're wringing your hands all the time and deciding, like, this stinks, I don't like this, that's kind of a defeatist mindset. So, again, when you're in a good mood, plan out your schedule, and a schedule that you want, something that lights you up. We're heading into the holiday season. Are all of the things that you know are coming up, are there actually things that you want to do? Is there anything that you can decide right now, hey, you know what? Our family, we're going to not have this other family down the street come over, even though we always do, because they actually make us feel bad about ourselves. Just say no. Protect your boundaries.
Oh, my gosh. I love that. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to say that, but I just didn't have that much courage in order to go about to do so. Now, because of you, ma'am, I will definitely make sure I make that happen. I'm curious, and I always say the proof is in the pudding, and in this case, the pudding is the readers. What are they saying about what you authored?
So, I like to mom. So really people are thanking me for giving them permission to do what they want to do. And sometimes the negative voices in our brain, they come maybe from well-meaning parents in the past, or teachers, or society, or marketers saying you need to be this way, act this way, do this way, want these things. But really, at the end of the day, we kind of want to chill out. We don't want to be told that we're doing things wrong and that we have to do more or we're not successful. Success comes from within. So decide what your definition of success is. Probably not all of us want designer clothes and to hop on a private jet. I know I don't. Those tiny little airplanes, they freak me out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take that for you then. I wouldn't mind doing that.
Hey. All right, that's fine. Give me a woods and an RV, and I'm a happy camper.
Hey, Stephanie, we live in Washington, D.C., at least the majority of the audience in D.C. and the surrounding area. And one of the things we are about to embark on happens to be the winter months. And, of course, during the winter months, the sun goes down so much earlier. It gets dark very early. And so, as a result, a number of folks deal with seasonal affective disorder. And I'm curious, how would one go about to keep that at bay?
So first off, acknowledge that it's real. So don't dismiss it as fake or phony or pseudoscience. This is real. You are essentially a plant in a human body. You need sunshine. You need vitamin D. You need to drink your water. So if you can't get natural water, get yourself one of those lamps. They are terribly inexpensive. Plug it in, turn it on, and sit in front of it and drink your water and just kind of pat yourself and say, you know what? It's going to be okay. I am A-okay. And it may sound kind of fake or phony, but the more often you do it and just kind of protect yourself, nurture yourself the way you would a seedling or a sapling, you'll end up feeling stronger once the sun comes out for realsies.
Oh my gosh, that just made me feel good just with you saying that. I could definitely see that happening. Another thing that you stress that folks should really focus on is, and it's so key, and that happens to be decluttering. I cannot tell you how much I need to do that in my life.
Yeah. So there's decluttering your physical space. So for you personally, maybe that means you feel calmer and more in control when you have like a capsule wardrobe or an organized spice closet. Sure, maybe. But for a lot of us, it's the day-to-day stuff. It's the things that we're doing, again, out of guilt or obligation. So what I would first want you to do is to look at the things that you do on a daily basis. And are they serving your needs? Or are they actually making you feel worn out, overwhelmed, burnt out? And that's the red flag. That's what I want you to pay attention to. Yes, decluttering a garage or an attic and throwing things away in a fit of rage or kind of manic cleaning feels good in the moment, but that's not the secret to a oiled life or glittery life is an organized linen closet. You have to decide on purpose what you're actually doing on a daily basis is kind of filling you up and serving your soul.
Which leads us to our last point, and that happens to be the success formula. But it really boils down to 3 parts, correct?
Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. So my version of success, again, that we touched on before, is you decide on purpose what feels good for you. Not a marketer, not your college professor, your definition of success. And it's mindset plus action plus consistency equals success. So when you're in a good mood, that's the mindset part. So it's different for all of us. Sometimes it's going for a run. Sometimes it's taking a nap. Maybe it's yoga. Maybe it's meditation. You do you. Don't do drugs. Don't do alcohol. That's not mindset. That's fake. But then ask yourself, what's the next best thing for me to do? And then go quiet. Listen. Your subconscious, God, the universe will tell you what the next best step is. That's your action. And then do the thing over and over and over again, even when you don't want to. That's the consistency part, and that's where success comes from.
Yeah, I can't wait to implement all of those so I can get that private jet that you and I just made.
That's a you thing.
Once again, joined by Stephanie O'Day. Yes, she is a New York Times best-selling author. Her most recent book, Slow Living, Cultivating a Life of Purpose in a Hustle-Driven World. And she was kind enough to join us right here on the Live Zone. Truly a pleasure to meet you, Stephanie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.